Alright guys, welcome. I just want to review what we've learned so far. So these are trimming tools, and we're going to use these to carve today. You may have this one or this one. Both are called trimming tools or a loop tool. You'll hear both terms used. We learned that last week that this clay is in the plastic stage, meaning you can move it, you can mold it. Your vessel today that you wrapped should be at the leather hard stage. This is a perfect stage for carving. Now yesterday I carved this tripod, and you can see that the clay is turning a different color. So it goes from like a dark gray to a somewhat dark clay at the leather hard stage, and then it turns, this is one of the reasons they call this bone dry clay. It starts looking like a bone, okay? Now I'm going to put this to the side and I'll fire it, and then it goes to, it turns to bisqueware, and this is bisqueware. And then once it's bisque fired, we can apply color, which we call glaze, and it will change colors, and then all of a sudden it's vitreous. Okay, so now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to carve, and this is, again, leather hard clay. And there are all sorts of patterns, and I'll show you the patterns in a minute, but right now I'm just going to show you how to carve. So I've got, and use a couple techniques. So what I'm going to do is the first thing you want to do for everything you make in this class is put your initials on the bottom. So I'm going to just smooth this out a little bit. Everyone should have one of these green sponges. They're really good for smoothing out your clay, okay, at the leather hard stage. So I'm smoothing out my clay, and I'm going to put my initials. Can anyone guess why it's important to put your initials on the bottom of your pot? Okay, don't all answer at once. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up?
So when we fire it, we'll know which one's ours.
Absolutely. So I'm going to write KB, and I'm in period what? 4. I'm going to write KB4 on the bottom of my pot. KB4. And I tend to rush my demos a little bit because I want to get to work time. So I'm using my skewer and I'm carving my name. You can also use a pencil. A pencil or a dead ballpoint pen are great for writing. Okay. Next. So now that I've written my initials, now for the fun part. Again, you guys all received this tool last class period, or the last pickup. This is just a sponge. I bought this at Costco. I cut it up. There's nothing special about this sponge except that it has a rough edge. And what I'm doing, part of this assignment is you're having a smooth interior. And I want the interior to be super smooth with no imperfections. And the reason for that is so that this can be food safe. So if you have creases on the inside, bacteria can get in there. Okay? Because again, we're going to fire these. You're going to bring all of your work back to school, and I'm going to fire it over Thanksgiving break. And then we're going to go ahead and glaze. All right. So I've got this interior, it's smooth. I can also use my thumb and just kind of burnish the inside. You really want it nice and smooth. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and decide what I want to do for texture. And there's all sorts of different ways, and I appreciate it if you guys do not start carving yet, because I'm going to show you a lot of examples. Here is where I put holes in this guy. Here's a student went ahead and used the carving tool and created these lines and also carved flowers. And then I've shown you this one before where there's just carving kind of going horizontally. And then this one you have carving going vertically. Okay? So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do on this. So I think I'm going to use this, I'll use each tool. If I have this tool, I can kind of use the corner of it. And I think I'm going to divide this piece up into smaller bits. There's something so satisfying about carving. Now I have some marks from the knife I want to get rid of. Maybe there's larger bumps, like here I don't like this bump, so I'm going to just take away. Okay. So I think I'm going to put this in one section and I'm going to carve. Oops. And I think, so not everyone has this tool, but you also have this tool. So I can take this guy and I can make a very different mark. And I'm just going to carve. This is really pretty because the glaze will pull in. So I hope you enjoy the carving process. I definitely do. I find it satisfying and kind of relaxing. Okay, so you can see I created all these little marks. And I'm going to even carve my leg. Why not? All right, so this is the basic carving method. I'm going to now share the screen. Be patient with me. And I'm going to look at if we look at Pinterest, let me know if you can still see this. Oops, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. All right. Welcome. All right, so here we go. Can you guys see the screen right now? Yay, nay, thumbs up. Can you see a Google sign? Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we can see your hands right now. Like
just my hands?
Well, it says movie recording.
Oh, geez. I gotta press stop. Okay.